You've probably been in the Web3 space for a while. Maybe you hold some Bitcoin, maybe some Ethereum, maybe a few other tokens as well. You follow the charts, you watch the crypto market closely. You talk about decentralization like the buzzword that it is. But let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever actually experienced what a true decentralized network is? I mean, not just traded on an exchange, not having simply opened a browser wallet extension or connected to somebody else's remote endpoint. I mean, have you actually participated in the infrastructure behind the blockchain? In other words, have you ever run a full node? Because here's the truth, most people in Web3 never do, and they don't understand that the next wave of the internet starts at the infrastructure level, not with crypto. Here's the thing, most people in Web3 buy tokens and then hodl. It's all speculation. They wait for price appreciation to then sell at the top, and that's the entire extent of their decentralized Web3 experience. They've never validated a block, they've never propagated data across peers, and they've never verified the network independently using their own computer. They've never felt what it means to be part of the alternative blockchain infrastructure instead of just buying and selling speculative assets. According to data from BitNode, at any given time, there are only tens of thousands of reachable Bitcoin nodes worldwide, compared to millions of holders. That means the vast majority of participants rely on somebody else's infrastructure to tell them what's valid and what's not. And the same dynamic exists across much of Web3. Most people interact with decentralized networks through centralized layers and through interfaces that abstract away the infrastructure entirely. So when we say decentralization, what do we really mean? It means that if you don't run a node on your own computer, you cannot possibly verify any data happening on the blockchain. And if you don't verify it, you're trusting somebody else who does. That's just how the architecture works in Web3. Quick pause here. If this is making you rethink your relationship with Web3, take a second to subscribe, because this channel is all about understanding what participation in Web3 actually means. Now here's the deeper issue. When your only interaction with Web3 is buying and selling tokens, you're not experiencing a new internet. You're simply experiencing a new asset class to buy and sell. That means you're still using centralized exchanges or still relying on hosted infrastructure. You've never felt the difference between being a user and being a part of the blockchain itself. Running a full node changes that. When you run a node, your machine verifies the network independently. It communicates directly with peers and participates in propagation. It becomes part of the infrastructure. So you stop trusting third parties to define reality for you. You see the ledger yourself and you validate the rules for yourself as well. That's when Web3 stops being a theory and becomes a full-blown experience. And that's where most people never cross the threshold, because running a full node sounds technical, it sounds intimidating and difficult to do, and hence they never participate. However, projects such as Qortal try to close that gap by making node participation native to the platform experience and super easy to do. So when you install Qortal, you're not just installing a wallet like with most other projects. You're running a node that connects directly to the blockchain. You're participating in data distribution. You're interacting with an alternative publishing layer through QDN, Qortal Data Network. That's a fundamentally different relationship with the internet. So instead of just holding a token and hoping it appreciates, you're contributing to the infrastructure itself. And the best part is that anybody can run a full node on Qortal, no matter what their operating system is or the specs of their hardware. So all of this really begs the question, are you actually using Web3 or are you just investing in it? Because those are two very different things. If you want to move beyond speculation and actually experience what a peer-to-peer network feels like from the inside, install Qortal today, run a node, and see the difference between watching the future and helping build it. I'll see you in the next video.